top 6 1 cent. Welcome to Coin Collector's Haven. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of ultra-rare US 1 cent coins. We'll uncover the history, unique features, and jaw-dropping values of the top 6 rarest 1 cent coins in American history. Let's get started. 1988 US 1 cent. The US 1 cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has a rich history. The 1988 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959 and continued until 2008. This series replaced the wheat cent design and features the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse, or head side, of the 1988 penny displays the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been in use since 1909, celebrating Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can even spot a tiny representation of the statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. Pretty cool, right? In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced a staggering 6.092 billion pennies, while Denver minted 5.253 billion. The San Francisco Mint, on the other hand, produced only proof coins, totaling 3.262 million. The 1988 penny is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating. Specifically, it consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This composition began in 1982 when the mint shifted from the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc due to the rising cost of copper. Now, let's talk value. A 1988 penny in average circulated condition is typically worth its face value 1 cent. However, uncirculated or proof coins can be more valuable. An uncirculated 1988 penny can fetch around 25 to 50 cents, while proof coins from the San Francisco Mint can be worth $1 or more, depending on their condition. For collectors, the coin's condition is key. A penny-graded MS65 Mint State 65 can be worth around $10 or more. Errors in varieties, like off-center strikes or double dies, can significantly increase a coin's value. Speaking of errors, keep an eye out for anomalies. Some 1988 pennies have been found with double dies or other striking errors. These rare finds can command higher prices among collectors. Always examine your coins closely or have them appraised by a professional. The year 1988 was a remarkable time in U.S. history. Ronald Reagan was completing his second term as president, and George H.W. Bush was elected to succeed him. It was also the year the Summer Olympics were held in Seoul, South Korea. These coins are a little piece of that historical backdrop, making them even more interesting to collect. 1979 1 cent. The United States 1 cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has a rich history dating back to its first production in 1793. The 1979 penny is part of this long legacy. But what makes the 1979 penny special? Let's take a closer look. The obverse side of the 1979 penny features the enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This iconic design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The 1979 penny continues this tradition, with Brenner's initials VDB appearing at the bottom of Lincoln's shoulder. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design was introduced in 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ears design to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny image of Lincoln sitting in the memorial. The 1979 penny was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Pennies minted in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver bear a small D mint mark on the obverse side, just above the date. Now let's talk about value. The value of a 1979 penny depends largely on its condition and mint mark. Most 1979 pennies in circulated condition are worth just their face value of 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins or those in mint condition can be worth more to collectors. A 1979 penny in average condition might fetch a few cents from a collector. But if you have a high-grade uncirculated coin, it could be worth significantly more, sometimes up to a few dollars. Special mint sets or proof sets from 1979 can also be more valuable, especially if they are in pristine condition. While the 1979 penny isn't particularly rare, it's a great piece of American history and a staple in any coin collection. For those interested in numismatics, every coin has a story to tell, and the 1979 penny is no exception. 1974. 1 cent. The 1974 U.S. 1 cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, is a small but significant piece of American history. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse, or front, features a profile of Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse, or back, originally displayed 2 wheat stalks, but in 1959, it was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of his birth. By 1974, the design remained largely the same. On the obverse, we see Lincoln's bust with the inscriptions "In God We Trust Liberty" in the year 1974. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, with United States of America e pluribus unum and 1 cent clearly visible. The composition of the 1974 cent is interesting. These coins are primarily made of copper, with a small percentage of zinc. However, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint experimented with alternative materials, leading to the famous 1974 aluminum cent, which is incredibly rare and valuable today. In 1974, over 4.2 billion Lincoln cents were minted across 3 facilities: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark. The San Francisco Mint primarily produced proof coins, which are struck with a special process to create a more detailed and shiny finish. Proof coins are especially popular among collectors due to their high quality. A 1974 proof cent from the San Francisco Mint can be easily identified by its mirror-like surface and sharper details compared to regular circulation coins. Now, let's talk about value. The worth of a 1974 cent varies based on its condition, mint mark, and whether it's a proof or regular strike. In circulated condition, these coins are typically worth their face value, just 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins or those in mint condition can be worth more. As of now, a 1974 cent in uncirculated condition might fetch anywhere from $0.10, $0.50, 0 proof coins, especially in perfect condition, can be worth a few dollars. The most valuable 1974 cents are those with errors or unique variations, which can command significantly higher prices among collectors. 1982 1 cent. The 1982 U.S. 1 cent coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and historians alike. Let's start by uncovering some key information about this iconic piece of American currency. Released during a period of transition in the U.S. Mint's composition methods, the 1982 1 cent coin marks the shift from a predominantly copper composition to a copper-plated zinc alloy. This change was necessitated by the rising costs of copper and led to the coin's weight reducing from 3.11 grams to 2.5 grams. Now, let's talk about its value. While most circulated 1982 1 cent coins are worth face value, there are some rare varieties that can fetch a significant sum among collectors. Keep an eye out for the small date and large date varieties, as well as the transitional coins, which were struck on both bronze and zinc-plated planchets during the transition period. These rarities can command prices well above their face value. But it's not just about the value. Each coin has its own story to tell. The 1982 1 cent coin reflects a pivotal moment in American numismatic history, showcasing the mint's adaptability in the face of economic challenges. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, take a moment to appreciate the beauty and significance of the 1982 U.S. 1 cent coin. Who knows? You might just stumble upon a rare treasure waiting to be discovered. 1971 1 cent. The 1971 1 cent coin, featuring the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and history buffs alike. But what makes this particular coin stand out? To understand the significance of the 1971 1 cent coin, we need to take a trip back in time to the early 1970s. It was a period marked by social and political upheaval, but amidst all the chaos, the U.S. Mint quietly released this humble penny into circulation. Now let's talk about its design. The obverse features a profile of President Lincoln, a tribute to his enduring legacy as the great emancipator. Meanwhile, the reverse showcases the majestic Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of unity and democracy. But what about its value, you ask? Well, here's where things get interesting. While the 1971 1-cent coin may not command the same astronomical prices as some rare coins, it still holds significant value to collectors, especially those passionate about American history. The 1971 1-cent coin is a wonderful piece of Americana. Its design captures a pivotal moment in our nation's history, and its availability makes it accessible to collectors of all levels. Of course, like any coin, the value of the 1971 1-cent coin depends on factors such as its condition, rarity, and historical significance. So, if you're lucky enough to stumble upon one of these gems in your pocket change, make sure to give it a closer look. 1966 1 cent. Before we get into the details, let's take a closer look at this beauty. Minted in 1966, this 1-cent coin features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's a timeless design that has remained largely unchanged for decades. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1966 1-cent coin so special? Well, despite its common appearance, there are a few interesting facts to note. Firstly, the 1966 1-cent coin was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, indicated by the absence or presence of a mint mark P for Philadelphia and D for Denver above the date. This adds a layer of collectability for numismatists as they seek to complete sets from each mint. Now, let's talk value. While the 1966 1-cent coin is not particularly rare, its condition and mint mark can significantly affect its worth. Generally, coins in uncirculated condition or those with mint errors command higher prices in the collector's market. As for its historical significance, the 1966 1-cent coin represents a pivotal period in American history. In the midst of the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement, this coin circulated through the hands of Americans, witnessing pivotal moments in the nation's story. Whether it's in the hands of a collector or simply jingling in someone's pocket, the 1966 1-cent coin serves as a tangible reminder of our nation's past. And there you have it, folks. The 1966 US 1-cent coin, a small piece of American history with big value to collectors and enthusiasts alike. National Quarter. The Weir Farm National Historic Site Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters Are program. This program, which ran from 2010 to 2021, celebrated national parks and other national sites across the United States. The 2020 Weir Farm Quarter is the 52nd coin released in this series and holds a special place in the hearts of both collectors and art enthusiasts. Let's take a closer look at the reverse side of the coin. The design, created by Artistic Infusion Program artist Justin Coons and sculpted by medallic artist Phoebe Hemphill, features an artist painting outdoors at Weir Farm. This beautiful depiction honors the farm's legacy as a source of inspiration for American Impressionist artists, most notably Julian Alden Weir, who lived and worked here in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Weir Farm National Historic Site, located in Wilton and Ridgefield, Connecticut, is known as the home of American Impressionism. Julian Alden Weir, one of the leading figures of the American Impressionist movement, purchased the property in 1882. Over the years, Weir Farm became a creative haven for many artists, including Weir's friends and family members. Today, it's the only national park dedicated to American painting, making it a unique and treasured location. Now, let's talk about the obverse side of the coin. Like all quarters in the America the Beautiful series, the obverse features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design has been a staple on U.S. quarters since 1932, providing a sense of continuity and tradition. The Weir Farm quarter was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, which you can identify by the mint marks P, D, and S on the coin. Additionally, there are special uncirculated and proof versions available, which are highly sought after by collectors. So what's the value of the Weir Farm quarter? In general circulation, these quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents. However, uncirculated and proof versions can fetch higher prices. An uncirculated coin might be valued around $1 to $2, while a proof coin, especially those struck in silver, can be worth $10 or more, depending on the condition and demand. When collecting, always consider the coin's condition, known as its grade. The Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70, helps determine a coin's quality. Higher grades mean higher value. For instance, a Weir Farm quarter-graded MS65 mint state is in pristine condition and will be more valuable than one with visible wear and tear. Nina Otero-Warren quarter 2022. Born in 1881 in New Mexico, Nina Otero-Warren was a key figure in the fight for women's suffrage. She was also an advocate for education and the rights of Hispanic and Native American communities. Otero-Warren's leadership helped secure New Mexico's ratification of the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote. She later became the first female superintendent of Santa Fe Public Schools, where she worked tirelessly to improve education for all. The 2022 Nina Otero-Warren quarter beautifully captures her legacy. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side, we have the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by Laura Garden Fraser, one of the most prolific female sculptors of the 20th century. This design was actually submitted in 1931 for the original Washington quarter, but wasn't used until now. The obverse design showcases Washington's left-facing profile, accompanied by the inscriptions "Liberty and God We Trust" and 2022. This elegant design honors both Washington and Fraser's artistic contribution to American coinage. Now, let's flip to the reverse side of the coin. Here, we see a striking image of Nina Otero-Warren, surrounded by 3 yucca flowers, which are New Mexico's state flower. This design symbolizes Otero-Warren's deep roots in New Mexico and her cultural heritage. The reverse side also includes the inscriptions "United States of America e pluribus unum" and Nina Otero-Warren, along with the denomination $quarter. The intricate details and thoughtful elements make this coin a true piece of art. Now that we've explored the design and significance of the Nina Otero-Warren quarter, let's talk about its value. As with most new quarters, the face value is 25 cents. However, for collectors, the value can be much higher, especially for coins in mint condition or special editions like proof and silver-proof coins. Proof coins are struck using a special process that results in a mirror-like finish, making them highly sought after by collectors. Silver-proof versions contain 99.9% fine silver, adding intrinsic value. To get an idea of the current market value, a regular uncirculated Nina Otero-Warren quarter might sell for around $1 to $2, while proof and silver-proof versions can range from $10 to $30 or more, depending on the coin's condition and demand. Always check with reputable coin dealers or auction sites for the most accurate and up-to-date valuations. Whether you're a seasoned collector or new to the hobby, adding the Nina Otero-Warren quarter to your collection is not just an investment in a unique piece of numismatic art, but also a way to honor the legacy of a remarkable American woman. Theodore National Park Quarter. The Theodore Roosevelt National Park Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that started in 2010 and runs through 2021. This program honors national parks and other national sites across the United States, celebrating their beauty and historical significance. Theodore Roosevelt National Park, located in North Dakota, is named after the 26th President of the United States, Theodore Roosevelt. The park covers over 70,000 acres and is renowned for its breathtaking badlands, roaming bison, and rich history tied to Roosevelt's legacy in conservation. Now, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The obverse, designed by John Flanagan, features the iconic portrait of George Washington. This design has been a staple on U.S. quarters since 1932. The reverse of the coin, designed by Joel Iskowitz and sculpted by Phoebe Hemphill, beautifully depicts Theodore Roosevelt on horseback, surveying the majestic landscape of the Badlands. This imagery captures Roosevelt's deep connection to the land and his pioneering efforts in conservation. Here are some quick facts about the 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter. It has a diameter of 24.26 mm, weighs 5.67 grams, and is composed of cupronickel and alloy of copper and nickel. The 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced circulation coins, while the San Francisco mint produced both circulation and proof versions. Collectors often seek out these different mint marks, which can be found just under the "In God We Trust" inscription on the obverse. When it comes to value, the condition and rarity of the coin play a significant role. Circulated quarters typically hold face value, but uncirculated and proof versions can be worth more. For instance, an uncirculated coin can fetch between $1 to while a proof coin might be valued at around $5 to $10. Coins with special finishes or high grades from professional grading services can command even higher prices. 5. Lincoln Wheat Penny. The year 1945 was a pivotal moment in history. World War II was coming to an end, and the world was on the brink of significant change. Amidst these historic events, the United States Mint continued to produce the Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that has become a staple for collectors. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1945 edition features the classic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner. This iconic image has been a constant on the penny for over a century, symbolizing freedom and leadership. On the reverse side, we have the wheat ears design, which gives the coin its name. This design was in use from 1909 to 1958. The simple yet elegant wheat stalks represent America's agricultural heritage and symbolize prosperity and growth. Now, let's talk about mint marks. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, Denver coins have a D, and San Francisco coins have an S. These mint marks can be found just below the date on the obverse side. When it comes to value, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role. Let's break it down. These coins show significant wear, but all details are still visible. They typically sell for around $0.10, $0.25, 5. Coins in this condition have moderate wear on the high points but have a good overall appearance. These can be valued around $0.50, $1.00. These coins exhibit slight wear only on the highest points. Their value ranges from $1.00 to $2.00. Uncirculated coins show no signs of wear and retain their original mint luster. These can be valued anywhere from $5 to $20 on the mint mark and exact condition. Keep an eye out for rare varieties and errors. Some of these pennies might have slight variations or minting errors that can significantly increase their value. Double die errors, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes are just a few examples of what to look for. Here are a few fun facts about the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Production numbers: over 1 billion pennies were minted in 1945, making it one of the most common wheat pennies. Metal composition: due to the war effort, from 1943 to 1945, the U.S. Mint experimented with different metal compositions. The 1945 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, unlike the steel pennies of 1943. Cultural impact: the Lincoln Wheat Penny has been featured in various movies, books, and even songs, cementing its place in American culture. 1961 Wheat Penny. The 1961 Lincoln Wheat Penny might not be as famous as some other coins, but it still holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. First, let's talk about its history. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's bust on the obverse, or head side, and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, or tail side. The wheat reverse design was used until 1958, but the Lincoln portrait has remained on the penny ever since. By 1961, the Lincoln Wheat Penny had already transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse. However, we're focusing on the 1961 penny because it's often a point of confusion for new collectors. While 1961 pennies feature the Lincoln Memorial design, the term wheat penny is still sometimes mistakenly used. In 1961, the U.S. Mint produced a staggering number of pennies. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 753 million, while the Denver Mint produced over 1.7 billion. This makes the 1961 penny one of the most common of the era. But what about value? Given the high mintage numbers, circulated 1961 pennies are generally worth just face value. However, uncirculated or mint condition pennies can fetch higher prices. An average uncirculated 1961 penny is valued around 20 to 50 cents, but higher grades can reach up to $5 or more. The value increases significantly with grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A 1961 penny graded MS65, which means it's in gem uncirculated condition, could be worth $5 to $10. Proof coins from 1961, which were specially made for collectors, can be worth even more, ranging from $1 to $20 depending on their condition. When assessing your 1961 penny, look for key features like luster, the sharpness of the strike, and any blemishes. Even small differences can significantly impact a coin's value. 1942 wheat penny. The Lincoln cent, featuring the portrait of the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, was first introduced in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin commemorated the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Victor David Brenner, an accomplished sculptor and medalist, crafted the design, which includes Lincoln's profile on the obverse and two wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent on the reverse. This iconic design remained in use until 1958. The year 1942 was a significant period in American history, marked by World War II. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued producing the Lincoln wheat penny using 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a composition that had been in use since 1909. Despite the war, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco struck millions of these pennies. In total, over 658 million pennies were minted in Philadelphia, 206 million in Denver, and about 85 million in San Francisco in 1942. The mint marks on these coins can be found just below the date on the obverse. A coin with no mint mark was produced in Philadelphia. A D indicates Denver, and an S signifies San Francisco. Now, let's talk about the value of these coins. The value of a 1942 Lincoln wheat penny largely depends on its condition and mint mark. A common circulated 1942 penny from Philadelphia might be worth around 15 to 25 cents, while those in uncirculated condition can fetch a few dollars. Coins in higher grades, such as extremely fine EF40 or mint state MS65, can command significantly higher prices. For instance, an MS65 coin can be valued anywhere from $10 to $20 or more, depending on the specific mint mark and market demand. Errors and varieties can also affect the value. Look out for rare variations like double dies or off-center strikes, which can be worth substantially more to collectors. To accurately determine the value of your 1942 Lincoln wheat penny, consider getting it professionally graded. A professional grading service can authenticate your coin and provide a precise grade, helping you understand its true market value. 1958 wheat penny. Here it is, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny. This coin is the last year of the wheat penny design, which makes it particularly special for collectors. But before we talk about its value, let's delve a bit into its history. The Lincoln wheat penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The wheat ears on the reverse symbolize America's agricultural heritage. The design remained in use until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. Now, let's talk specifics about the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny. Over 252 million of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, and an additional 800 million were produced at the Denver Mint. This high mintage number means that the 1958 penny isn't particularly rare. However, its historical significance and end-of-era status give it a special place in many collections. When it comes to value, condition is everything. A typical 1958 penny found in circulation might be worth a few cents above its face value. However, uncirculated coins can be much more valuable. For example, a 1958 penny in mint state MS65 condition can be worth around $20 to $30. Proof coins, which were specially made for collectors and have a more detailed strike, can be valued even higher. Here's a quick rundown. Circulated condition, typically worth around 2 to 10 cents. Uncirculated condition MS65, approximately $20 to $30. Proof condition can range from $50 to $100, depending on the specific grade and market demand. If you're looking to determine the value of your 1958 penny, you'll need to carefully examine its condition. Look for wear and tear, scratches, and luster. The less wear, the higher the grade, and subsequently, the higher the value. Also, be on the lookout for any errors or unique features. Errors such as double die obverses or misprints can significantly increase a coin's value. Always consult a professional grading service if you think you might have an especially valuable coin. Here are some examples of error coins from 1958. These can range in value, sometimes fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, depending on the rarity and type of error. In summary, while the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny might be common, its historical significance and the potential for high-grade or error coins make it a fascinating piece for collectors. So, if you come across one, take a closer look. You might just have a hidden treasure in your hands. 1956 wheat penny. Now, let's zoom in on the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny. On the obverse, we have the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Brenner. On the reverse, we see two wheat ears flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America. This reverse design is what gives the coin its wheat penny nickname. In 1956, the Lincoln wheat penny was minted in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 420 million pennies, while the Denver Mint produced around 1.1 billion. The total mintage for 1956 exceeded 1.5 billion pennies, making it a relatively common year for wheat pennies. Even with such a high mintage, some 1956 wheat pennies can be quite valuable due to rare variants and errors. Look out for double die obverses, where the design elements appear doubled, or off-center strikes, which can significantly increase a coin's value. The value of a 1956 Lincoln wheat penny largely depends on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, mint condition coin. A well-circulated 1956 penny in good condition might be worth around 5 to 10 cents. However, uncirculated coins with a high grade can fetch anywhere from $5 to $20. Exceptional specimens, particularly those with unique errors, can go for much more. As with any collectible, the market value of the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny can fluctuate based on demand and overall market conditions. While they are generally accessible to new collectors, those in pristine condition or with notable errors are always in high demand. The 1956 wheat penny holds a special place in American numismatic history. As one of the final years of the wheat penny series, it represents the end of an era. For collectors, it's essential to store these coins properly to preserve their condition. Consider using coin albums or holders to protect them from environmental damage. 1935 wheat penny. The year 1935 was a significant time in American history. The country was in the midst of the Great Depression. Despite economic hardships, the U.S. Mint produced over 245 million Lincoln wheat pennies that year. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has graced the penny for over a century. The reverse features two wheat ears, symbolizing America's agricultural heritage. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty details. Mint mark. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Pennies from Philadelphia have no mint mark, while those from Denver bear a D and San Francisco an S. Composition made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, these pennies weigh about 3.11 grams. Diameter 19.05 m, with a plain edge. So, what about the value? While most 1935 pennies are common, their condition and mint mark can make a big difference in value. Circulated condition. Most 1935 pennies in circulated condition are worth around 10 to 30 cents. Uncirculated condition. A 1935 penny in uncirculated condition can be worth $1 to $10 or more, depending on its grade. Key factors: the mint mark, luster, and any unique errors or variations can significantly increase a coin's value. Grading plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to perfect uncirculated MS70. Even small differences in grade can mean a big difference in value. A well-preserved 1935 Lincoln wheat penny with a strong strike and good luster can fetch a premium. Coins with unique errors, like doubling or off-center strikes, are particularly prized by collectors. If you're lucky enough to have a 1935 Lincoln wheat penny, take good care of it. Proper storage and handling are key to preserving its condition and value. 1952 wheat penny. The Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, was minted from 1909 to 1958. This penny was designed by Victor D. Brenner, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a portrait of an actual person, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The reverse side features 2 wheat stalks, symbolizing prosperity and growth. Now, let's focus on the 1952 edition. In 1952, the United States Mint produced these pennies in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint marks, which indicate where the coin was made, can be found just below the date on the obverse side. No mint mark signifies Philadelphia, D represents Denver, and S stands for San Francisco. Display close-up images of the mint marks on different 1952 Lincoln wheat pennies. The value of a 1952 Lincoln wheat penny depends on several factors, including its condition, mint mark, and rarity. Coins in mint condition or uncirculated state are worth more than those that have been circulated and show signs of wear and tear. Here are some general value ranges as of 2024. A 1952 no mint mark penny in average circulated condition is worth about 3 to 5 cents, while one in uncirculated condition can fetch around $2 to $5. A 1952 penny is slightly more common, with circulated examples worth about 3 to 5 cents, and uncirculated ones valued at $1.50 to $4. The 1952 S penny is the rarest of the 3, with circulated versions valued at around 5 to 10 cents, and uncirculated coins reaching $3 to $6. Aside from condition and mint mark, other factors can influence a coin's value, such as errors and variations. Some 1952 wheat pennies feature errors like double die obverse or repunched mint marks, which can significantly increase their value to collectors. If you're looking to add a 1952 Lincoln wheat penny to your collection, here are a few tips. Condition is key. Always aim for the best condition you can afford. Uncirculated or lightly circulated coins are more valuable. Check for errors. Keep an eye out for minting errors, as these can add significant value to your penny. Storage. Properly store your coins in a dry, cool place to prevent damage. Use coin holders or albums to keep them safe. Do your research. Stay updated on market trends and prices by consulting reliable coin guides and attending coin shows. Remember, coin collecting is not just about the monetary value but also the historical and educational aspects that come with it. 1953 wheat penny. To truly appreciate the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny, we need to go back in time to the year it was minted. 1953 was a year of significant events. Dwight D. Eisenhower was inaugurated as the 34th President of the United States. The Korean War came to an end, and the economy was booming post-World War II. It was a time of optimism and growth, which is reflected in the large numbers of pennies minted that year. The Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1953 pennies were among the last of this design, as the wheat cent would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side, we have the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The word liberty is to the left of Lincoln, and the year 1953 is on the right. Above Lincoln's head is the motto "In God We Trust." Turning to the reverse, we see the 2 wheat stalks flanking the words 1 cent in the center. Above this, United States of America is prominently displayed, with the Latin motto "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many, 1 just above it. Section 3: Mint marks and rarity. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint pennies have no mint mark, Denver pennies are marked with a D, and San Francisco pennies with an S. In terms of rarity, the San Francisco Mint produced the fewest coins that year, making the 1953 S slightly more valuable to collectors. Now, let's talk about value. The value of a 1953 wheat penny varies significantly based on its condition and mint mark. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to perfect mint state MS70. For example, a 1953 penny in average circulated condition might be worth around 10 to 20 cents. However, if you have a 1953 S penny in mint state, it can fetch upwards of $5 to $10. In the highest grades, especially if graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, the value can increase dramatically. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, known as red pennies due to their original copper luster, can be particularly valuable. For instance, a 1953 penny graded MS65 red, could be worth between $15 and $25. The exact value depends on the coin's color, luster, and any visible imperfections. 1937 Wheat Penny. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced in 3 different mints: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark. The design features Lincoln on the obverse side and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and abundance. Now, let's talk about the mintage numbers. In 1937, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 309 million pennies, the Denver Mint produced around 50 million, and the San Francisco Mint produced about 34 million. 1937 was a significant year in American history. The Great Depression was ongoing, but there were signs of recovery. This context makes the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny a symbol of resilience during tough economic times. So how much is a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny worth today? The value can vary based on its condition and mint mark. Let's break it down. For a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark, Philadelphia, in good condition, it's worth around 10 to 20 cents. In very fine condition, it can be valued at about 50 cents to $1. In extremely fine condition, it might be worth $1.50 to $2. In uncirculated condition, it can fetch anywhere from $5 to $10 or more. The 1937 D Denver and 1937 S San Francisco Wheat Pennies are slightly more valuable due to their lower mintage. In uncirculated condition, these can be valued at $10 to $15 or even higher. To get the most accurate value, it's essential to have your coin professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Aside from its monetary value, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a piece of American history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, this coin is a wonderful addition to any collection. The year is 1944. World War II is raging on, and the United States is deeply involved in the war effort. During this time, the materials used in minting coins were of significant importance. In 1943, the U.S. Mint produced pennies using steel coated with zinc to conserve copper for the war. However, in 1944, they reverted back to using copper due to the unpopularity and practical issues with the steel pennies. Enter the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This penny is primarily made of copper, with a small amount of zinc. It's a part of the Wheat Penny series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, the obverse of the coin features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, commemorating his 100th birthday, while the reverse displays 2 stalks of wheat, symbolizing prosperity and abundance. Now, let's talk variations. Most 1944 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and bear no mint mark. However, there are also versions from the Denver and San Francisco mints, marked with a small D or S respectively. Mint marks are found just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. The mint location can significantly impact the coin's value. So what makes the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny valuable? There are a few key factors: condition, mint mark, and any unique errors. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades being more valuable. An uncirculated 1944 penny can fetch a good price, especially if it's in pristine condition. Error coins are another exciting aspect. Some 1944 pennies were mistakenly struck on steel planchets left over from 1943. These rare error coins can be extremely valuable, with some fetching thousands of dollars at auction. As of today, a typical 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny in circulated condition is worth about 15 to 30 cents. However, those in uncirculated condition can range from $5 to $10 depending on the grade. And remember, the rare steel planchet errors can be worth a small fortune. If you're looking to add a 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny to your collection, here are a few tips. Check for mint marks. Pennies from Denver and San Francisco are typically more valuable. Inspect for errors. Look out for any unusual features or errors, like the rare steel planchet. Grade matters. Higher grade coins fetch higher prices, so aim for the best condition you can find. 1958. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, It features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, making it the first American coin to depict a president. The reverse design showcases two wheat stalks, symbolizing agriculture and prosperity, hence the name wheat penny. The 1958 Lincoln wheat penny was the last year this iconic design was minted before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Over 250 million of these pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and an additional 800,000 at the Denver Mint, making the 1958 penny relatively common in comparison to other years. Key features to look for on a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny include the date, the Liberty inscription, and the "In God We Trust" motto on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll find the famous wheat stalks and the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. When it comes to the value of a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny, condition is crucial. Circulated pennies, which show signs of wear, typically have modest value, ranging from 3 to 10 cents. However, uncirculated or mint state pennies can be worth significantly more. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with good G4 indicating heavy wear and mint state Mississippi 65 or higher indicating a coin in pristine condition with no signs of wear. A 1958 Lincoln wheat penny in mint state can be valued anywhere from $5 to $20 in exceptional cases, even higher. Rarity and demand also play significant roles in a coin's value. While the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny is not rare, its value increases with higher grades and better eye appeal. Additionally, pennies with errors or unique mint marks can fetch higher prices among collectors. Error coins are a special category that can greatly increase the value of a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny. Common errors include double dies, where the design appears doubled, and off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned with the coin's edges. These can be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on the error's severity and the coin's condition. 1935. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny is a beloved piece among collectors. This coin not only holds historical significance but also possesses a unique charm that makes it a standout in any collection. Let's start with some background on its history. The 1930s were a time of great change and challenge in the United States. The country was in the midst of the Great Depression, and every penny counted. The Lincoln wheat penny, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and wheat ears on the reverse, was a symbol of resilience and hope during these tough times. The obverse of the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny, designed by Victor D. Brenner, features a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse showcases two wheat ears, which give the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. In 1935, the Lincoln wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia bear no mint mark, while those from Denver have a D mint mark, and those from San Francisco have an S mint mark. Each mint mark can affect the coin's value and collectability. Now let's talk about the coin's value. The condition or grade of the coin plays a significant role in its worth. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to perfect mint state MS70. A 1935 Lincoln wheat penny in average circulated condition is typically worth a few cents to a few dollars. However, in uncirculated or mint condition, its value can soar, sometimes reaching $50 or more, especially for coins with the D or S mint marks. To accurately determine the value of your 1935 Lincoln wheat penny, you'll need a few tools: a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the coin's details, gloves to handle the coin without damaging it, and a reference guide to compare its condition with standard grading criteria. Proper storage is crucial to maintain your coin's condition. Keep your pennies in a cool, dry place, and consider using coin holders or albums to protect them from dust, moisture, and physical damage. So whether you're holding onto a piece of history or looking to add a valuable coin to your collection, the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny is a remarkable find. Remember, every coin has a story, and preserving these stories is what makes coin collecting so rewarding. 1953. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny was minted during a significant time in American history. The 1950s were a post-war era marked by economic growth and cultural change. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, and the country was experiencing a period of prosperity and innovation. The Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, was produced from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, this coin features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse. The 1953 penny is part of this iconic series. On the obverse, we see the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, which has graced the penny since 1909. The word liberty is inscribed to the left, and the date 1953 appears to the right. Above Lincoln's head, you'll find the phrase "In God We Trust." Turning the coin over, the reverse features 2 wheat stalks framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. The Latin motto E pluribus unum arches across the top. Now, let's talk about the value. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark, if present, is located below the date. A penny with no mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. Pennies with a D were minted in Denver, and those with an S were minted in San Francisco. In 1953, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 256 million pennies, the Denver Mint about 700 million, and the San Francisco Mint around 181 million. Due to these large numbers, most 1953 pennies are relatively common. But what about the coin's condition? The value of a 1953 Lincoln wheat penny can vary greatly depending on its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to perfect uncirculated Mississippi 70. A 1953 penny in average circulated condition is typically worth around 3 to 10 cents. However, if you have a coin in mint state or uncirculated condition, its value can jump to anywhere between $2 to $10 or more, depending on the specific grade. For the most accurate assessment, it's best to have your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They can provide an official grade that can significantly impact the coin's value. There are also rare varieties and errors to look out for. Some of these can be worth a considerable amount more. For instance, a double die error or an off-center strike can fetch higher prices at auctions. 1954. But before we delve into the specifics of this particular penny, let's take a step back and understand the significance of the Lincoln wheat penny series itself. The Lincoln wheat penny, first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, quickly became a staple in American pocket change. Its design, featuring Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolized both the nation's unity and its agrarian roots. Fast forward to 1954, and the Lincoln wheat penny was in full circulation. But what makes the 1954 edition so special? Unlike some years with mintage numbers in the hundreds of millions, the 1954 Lincoln wheat penny saw a relatively low production, with just over 113 million minted in Philadelphia, and additional pieces struck in Denver and San Francisco. Now let's talk value. What's a 1954 Lincoln wheat penny worth today? Well, condition and mint mark play a significant role in determining value. A circulated 1954 Lincoln wheat penny might fetch anywhere from a few cents to $1, while a pristine, uncirculated specimen with a rare mint mark could command upwards of $20 or more at auction. But as any seasoned collector knows, the true worth of a coin lies not just in its monetary value, but in the stories it carries. Take this penny, for example. It may seem like a simple piece of copper, but it's a tangible link to America's past, a reminder of the millions of hands it passed through, the countless transactions it facilitated, and the history it witnessed. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, the 1 dime. The 1972 1 dime, also known as the Roosevelt dime, features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse side. This design has been in use since 1946, in honor of the president who led the United States through the Great Depression and World War II. On the reverse side, we have a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The Roosevelt dime was introduced shortly after Roosevelt's death in 1945. The decision to feature him on the dime was largely due to his efforts in founding the March of Dimes, an organization aimed at combating polio, a disease Roosevelt himself was affected by. Now, let's dive into the specifics of the 1972 dime. The coin is composed of a copper nickel clad, with a copper core and a nickel outer layer. This composition was introduced in 1965 to replace the 90% silver dimes due to the rising cost of silver. Here are the key specifications. The 1972 dime has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, a weight of 2.27 grams, and is composed of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. In 1972, over 530 million dimes were minted across 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced circulation coins, while the San Francisco mint produced proof coins for collectors. Here's a quick breakdown. Philadelphia minted around 431 million. Denver minted about 311 million, and San Francisco produced approximately 3.2 million proof coins. So, what about the value of a 1972 dime today? For circulated coins, the value is generally around 10 cents, as expected. However, uncirculated and proof coins can be worth a bit more. An uncirculated coin might fetch around $1 to $3 depending on its condition, while a proof coin from San Francisco can be valued between $2 to $5. If you have a coin graded by a professional service in exceptionally high condition, the value can increase significantly. One exciting aspect of coin collecting is the discovery of error coins, and the 1972 dime is no exception. Some notable errors include double die obverses, off-center strikes, and coins struck on misaligned planchets. These errors can make your 1972 dime worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on the rarity and condition of the error. In summary, while the 1972 dime might seem like just another coin in your pocket, it holds a piece of history and potential value, especially for collectors. Whether you're looking to start your own collection or just curious about the change in your piggy bank, there's always something fascinating to discover in the world of coins. 1968 1 dime. The 1968 dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which started in 1946. It was introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away the previous year. The dime also serves as a tribute to Roosevelt's efforts in founding the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to fighting polio. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1968 dime. On the obverse or front, we have a portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock. Sinnock was the chief engraver of the United States Mint, and his initials JS can be found at the base of Roosevelt's neck. On the reverse, or back, there's a torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. The torch symbolizes liberty, the olive branch stands for peace, and the oak branch represents strength and independence. Surrounding the design are the words United States of America, e pluribus unum, and the coin's denomination, 1 dime. The 1968 dime comes in 2 main varieties based on where they were minted: Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while Denver coins bear a D mint mark. There's also a lesser-known variety minted in San Francisco, which carries an S mint mark and was produced as a proof coin for collectors. From 1965 onwards, the composition of dimes changed from 90% silver to a copper nickel clad. The 1968 dime is made of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to an inner core of pure copper. This change was due to the rising cost of silver and its increasing use in industrial applications. So how much is a 1968 dime worth today? In circulated condition, it's generally worth its face value of 10 cents. However, uncirculated coins and proofs can be worth more. For example, a 1968 D dime in brilliant uncirculated condition might fetch around $1 to $2, while a proof coin from San Francisco could be valued at $2 to $4 or more, depending on its condition and grade. Coins with errors, such as off-center strikes or double dies, can be particularly valuable to collectors. These rare finds can sometimes fetch significantly higher prices. Whether you're collecting for fun or investment, the 1968 dime is a great addition to any collection. Its historical significance, varied mint marks, and potential for finding valuable errors make it a fascinating coin to study and collect. 1987 1 dime. We're going to take a closer look at the 1987 Roosevelt dime. This coin might seem small, but it's packed with interesting details and history. Let's start by examining its design. The obverse of the 1987 dime features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who served from 1933 to 1945. This design was introduced in 1946, shortly after his death, to honor his leadership and contributions to the nation. On the reverse side, we have an olive branch, a torch, and an oak branch. These symbols represent peace, liberty, and strength respectively. This design has remained consistent since its introduction, symbolizing the enduring values of America. Now, let's set the scene for 1987. It was a year marked by significant events. The Cold War was still ongoing, Ronald Reagan was the president, and technology was rapidly advancing with the release of the first versions of Windows and the arrival of DNA profiling and forensic science. Amidst all these developments, the 1987 dime was just another coin in circulation. But what makes it special today? Let's talk about its mintage and value. In 1987, the U.S. Mint produced dimes at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint, marked by no mint mark, produced approximately 1.1 billion dimes. The Denver Mint, marked with a D, produced around 839 million. The San Francisco Mint, with an S, produced proof dimes specifically for collectors, totaling about 4.2 million. The value of a 1987 dime largely depends on its condition and mint mark. Circulated dimes from Philadelphia and Denver are typically worth their face value 10 cents. However, uncirculated and proof versions can be more valuable. For example, a 1987 proof dime from San Francisco in perfect condition can be worth a few dollars, while high-grade uncirculated dimes might fetch slightly more. Rare mint errors can also significantly increase a coin's value. Always check for any unusual features. For collectors, preserving the condition of your coins is crucial. Keep them in protective cases and handle them with care. If you're looking to buy or sell, consider getting your coins graded by a professional service to ensure you know their exact condition and value. Remember, coin collecting is not just about the monetary value but also the joy of owning a piece of history. The 1987 dime, though common, is a reminder of the era it came from and the enduring legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt. 1982 1 dime. The 1982 1 dime coin is a part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in continuous production since 1946. Named after President Franklin D. Roosevelt, this series commemorates his legacy, particularly his efforts in founding the March of Dimes, a campaign to combat polio. Roosevelt dimes are notable for their distinct design. The obverse features a left-facing profile of President Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time. The reverse side displays a torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing liberty, peace, and victory. Now, let's talk about the 1982 dime specifically. The coin is composed of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. This clad composition was introduced in 1965, replacing the earlier 90% silver dimes. One interesting fact about the 1982 dime is the absence of mint marks on some coins. Typically, dimes are minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with mint marks P, D, and S respectively. However, due to a striking error, some 1982 dimes from Philadelphia lack the P mint mark, making them particularly valuable to collectors. So, what determines the value of a 1982 dime? Like most coins, its worth is influenced by several factors: rarity, condition, and demand. Circulated 1982 dimes, those that have been used in everyday transactions, are typically worth their face value 10 cents. However, uncirculated or mint state coins, which show no signs of wear, can be worth significantly more. Mint state coins are graded on a scale from MS60 to MS70. A 1982 diamond in MS65 condition, which shows strong details and minimal imperfections, can fetch around $5 to $10. Meanwhile, the elusive 1982 no mint mark dime can be worth around $50 to $100 or more, depending on its condition and market demand. It's always exciting to find a rare coin in your pocket change, but remember, proper grading and authentication are crucial for determining a coin's true value. Consulting with a professional coin dealer or a grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) can provide accurate assessments. Collecting coins is a rewarding hobby that combines history, art, and the thrill of discovery. Whether you have a 1982 dime or any other coin, each piece tells a story and offers a glimpse into our past. 1998 1 dime. The 1998 dime is part of the Roosevelt series, which has been in continuous production since 1946, named after President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This coin was first introduced to honor his legacy, particularly his efforts in founding the March of Dimes to combat polio. Franklin D. Roosevelt was a pivotal figure in American history, serving as the 32nd president and leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II. The March of Dimes, founded in 1938, was originally created to fight polio, a disease that Roosevelt himself was diagnosed with in 1921. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1998 dime. The obverse features a profile portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock. You'll notice the inscriptions "Liberty in God We Trust," the year 1998, and the mint mark, if there is one. The mint mark, found just above the date, indicates where the coin was produced. The possibilities are P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. For the 1998 dime, you might encounter P or D in circulation, while S indicates a proof coin from a special set. On the reverse, we have a torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This design, also by John R. Sinnock, includes the inscriptions "United States of America e pluribus unum" and 1 dime. These design elements have remained consistent since the dime's redesign in 1946, making it one of the more stable designs in U.S. coinage. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1998 dime. In general, dimes from this year in circulated condition are worth their face value of 10 cents. However, uncirculated or proof coins can fetch a higher price, especially if they're in mint condition. A 1998 P or D dime in uncirculated condition can be worth around $1 to $2. Proof versions, especially those with the S mint mark, can be valued at about $2 to $5 depending on their condition and whether they are part of a complete set. The value can also be influenced by the coin's grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. A perfect 70 means the coin has no imperfections visible under 5x magnification. If you have a 1998 dime that's graded highly, it could be worth even more to collectors. So if you come across a 1998 dime, take a closer look. Check for the mint mark, examine its condition, and consider having it graded if it's in excellent shape. While most 1998 dimes won't make you rich, they are a charming piece of history and a great addition to any coin collection.